Round game YuGiOh. Look who we have here coming back from Connecticut and Charlotte and the third YCS right after that. What'd you do today, bro?
I got my third YCS top in a row. I got top 32 at YCS Niagara.
That's 3 in a row, right?
3 in a row.
Crazy. Show the goo, bro.
No goo. Actually, a crazy story. I was kind of scrambling before the event. I didn't know what I wanted to play. I was thinking about taking runic Spright, but I didn't have any like in-tournament experience. My teammate Sajul, he topped the Gamer's Choice Regional at the start of the season. So I pretty much was like, yo, what should I play? And he's been playing the same list since the GC Regional.
Okay,
He had a 21 game win streak on Dueling book, and I'm like, he must be doing something right. So we started collaborating and we just worked on the deck, and it's pretty much the same list. So I'm gonna get right into it. 3 Diva for the normal summon. Diva's pretty strong because you're able to make access code Celine. It just gives you more pushes to go for game and bait cards from your opponent. 3 Swap Frog, this is the best card to open. When you open this, you don't care about Nibiru at all. You don't even play around it.
Yeah, you forgot the oldies at home, right?
Nah. Yeah, this is the budget deck profile. I decided to go with like pure Spright. So at first I wasn't sure if hand traps or board breakers was the way to go, but I decided to just go with like 15 hand traps because if you're able to time your hand traps right, then you actually get value against tier elements. But if you time them wrong, then that's when you start to lose the game. So this deck is only as good as you are in terms of making the right technical play and hand trapping your opponent.
Insightful.
For the hand trap that's played, 1 Ogre, 2 Veiler. You'll see why I just played the 1 Ogre. Nibiru. This was insane all day. Just being able to clear two element boards. In the mirror match, normally Smashers is able to beat Dark Ruler in a mirror match. But if you have like this or a combination of Ash, then this is able to stop their Zeus play. Because after they Zeus you, you can just Ash and then that custom mode starter. So they really don't have much extenders outside of that to really push through the board. And I just played Ash, even though it wasn't the greatest against tier elements, it is still a large event. So YCS, you just want generic hand trap that goes good into anything. I actually side this out against tier elements. And then Imperm, the second best hand trap all day, doesn't play into talents. It works on your opponent's turn and it works on your turn. And this, obviously, the Gamma.
How was Gamma?
The E-Telly. So Gamma was crazy. It actually lost me in my top 32 match. I drew 2 Gammas, and he played around Gamma. So like having Gamma is really good. Into Mirror, I won all my Mirror matches. They were on Evil Twin Spright and Adventure Spright. Just having these hand traps was able to slow my opponent down and solidify games where I got Dark Ruler going first, so I still won those games. Sometimes against the Mirror, I had Gamma and a combination of hand trap just to end the turn. And then E-Tellies just as an extender. A lot of times, the only extender you really have past the normal is starter. So having the E-Telly is really strong. You're kind of giving up a little bit of consistency maybe by playing the Gamma to get more power and more pushes. And then just the mandatory Spright cards, the 3 blue, 3 jet, and then 1 of each. In the beginning, I was big into just getting 2 red, but after like some more testing and theorying, I was like, just searching Smashers is correct, especially because you don't know if you're against the mirror blind. You don't know what your opponent's playing. So if I got Dark Rulered, it was either you have the starter set to get you into the second red or the carrot, or just have Smashers. Smashers was fine. The only thing you have to be worried about with Smashers is if you do this too early, you could get baited out by a mine and end up losing the game that way. But I always played around mine. The 3 starter, 40th card was Cool by the Grave, and 2 Prosperity. This was the main deck. It was okay. I think I want to try like the Runic Spright. Like I said, the only reason I didn't take it to the event was because I didn't have any IRL testing with skipping like my battle phase. So I just wanted to play something consistent that I knew that would give me the best chance of winning every game. Extra deck. For the game enders, you played Access Celine, Gusto Phoenix, and then Enablers, enabled to get into the Access package or just to be able to like steal an opponent's Toad, steal a Kalito Heart, Jet or Blue in the mirror was pretty good. Against Adventure, like round 6, I baited all of his interruptions. I had Diva starter. I go Diva, summon Diva, Charmer take his Toad, starter, and then I was game from there. 3 Elf, because it's pure, so you just want to play 3 Elf. 2 Gigantic, you don't need the third. Third never comes up. Once you have access to the Blues and the Jets, you don't really need to regain access. The only time the second even comes up is if you don't have access to swap early. Also, a play you can do is if you have depending on your resources, like if you have Toad up still, you can go Elf, have a monster summon Gigantic detach from the Toad, and then go back to your Spright cards that way. So that's pretty strong. Just the Zeus package, you never banish this or Prosperity. I never Zeused my opponent. I played against mirror matches, I went second, never needed to Zeus them. I either triple hand trap them, double hand trap them, or like I just played through the interruptions. I would not cut Zeus unless I'm playing like the runics that I have to consider like cutting Zeus. This is still like ideal in the mirror, especially because this is the only way you have to like deal with the board efficiently. But they didn't get a chance to make a board. Last card was Toad. And then for the side, triple DD Crow. So I side this in the mirror. I normally like for patterns.
So my question here, we got another bag teammate right here. He was telling me, swearing Crow over Ash. Why did you pick Crow or Ash over Crow in today's event?
Well, I played both. Like I played Ash in the main, but against tier, I side the Ash out, going first. I most of the time going second. If they're on punk tiers, then I keep this in because Zayam and Foxy is just too crazy to like let those cards rock, right? So I just want to have as many hand traps as possible. But Crow is really good because in the mirror match, you just want to stop them from getting Toad. Because then like Toad is the most oppressive like card, being able to like take two and then, you know, get follow-up. And then this is just obviously good into tier elements. But I didn't want this in the main because you don't know what you're going to play against. Like there was a lot of times where like if I would have had Crow over Ash, it wouldn't have been as good. So it really just depends on like variance and what your matchups are. And then for the last monster, I played the Red Resonator. Gotta do it.
Time card.
Time card. I never Red
Time
Resonated
card?
somebody, by the way.
So you never pulled it off, but had it there.
Nah. I started in a few game twos, and like I never special summoned it. I had opened it, normal summoned it. Like it was kind of like a Marauding Captain at that point. You just gotta play it. So I had the second smashers for like runics and mirror match when you go first. And this is the guy right here.
Master.
The
Show that
mastermind
jersey, man. The
behind
mastermind.
it all.
Show that jersey.
Nah, I suck. It's hard.
Feather duster. We just like
Why
get
the
it.
storms? Like, why not evenlies? Like, isn't that like better against tier?
Like this guy.
Yeah. Why storms?
It's just okay. So like evenly is like better, but like against like even against like tier, it's weird. Like so like lightning storm. So what I was doing was I was holding on my hand traps. I would keep my crow, I'd keep my lightning, I'd keep my gammas. So I'd just go lightning storm, and then I'd crow the snow before I play, and then they'd go like snow, and then I'd gamma. And then you just break their board that way. The reason I didn't play evenly was because of siding patterns. Like I didn't have enough going first cards or going second cards for Spright if I sided evenly. Like these two were originally evenlies, and like I would just blow out the tier games. But then like I had to switch it to crow because I kept losing to the mirror match because I just had no cards for going second. That's literally all it was.
I didn't play against any back row, but like if I ever played against like Flunder, like I'd rather have this over evenly against Flunder.
That's
Did this
another
come up
reason.
today?
That's another reason. Flunder best decks.
This is crazy against Flunder. Like if you don't get shifted, you literally just, even sometimes you even get shifted. Like, you just hit statue imprint,
Yeah.
and then like
Then you just had to worry about the trap.
yeah, it's just crazy. And obviously the God card, reboot, side
Mandatory.
in,
Yeah, mandatory.
mandatory. This is the best card in my side deck.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've seen some people play the Sanctum package. Why this over Sanctum?
Honestly, this is a pure deck. I wasn't scything. Like if I'm not scything game one, I don't want to like side it. And if you side it, I just didn't want to draw the.
We kept
I,
drawing sight.
I didn't want to do
We
the
kept
side.
drawing sight.
Yeah, this card's crazy.
There's
Like
more cards that beat Scythe than there are cards that beat
And
anti
this beats like every rogue deck, like Thunders and the runics that we were scared of. So.
yeah, like and even against Tears or even the mirror, you side this because you can't get Dark Ruler, you can't get Econ. You literally, you play around Super Poly, you go draw phase, anything, spell. Once that resolves, no Super Poly, no Dark Ruler, no Core by the Grave, no Econ, no Field Spell, and then it just becomes a Monster Mash deck, which means Toad is like resolving twice, and that's game. If you held the starter, then you can safely red, because you know they can't Super Poly you, even if they set it into your board, then that's fine. And then the worst card in my side deck,
Worst card.
the Spice. Warning.
I thought this was the best card.
It's the best card for me. It's the worst card for me.
This definitely should have been D-Barrier, but this is okay. Like I like this against like matchups like Flunder and the Mirror. Like they just commit hard. Like I would literally let them make the Zeus.
So the reason I played this still, like I was considering cutting it, but Flunders, this hits every runic spell card, every single one. And then there's also like once again like if your Sprite mirrors on like Econ or anything, this is how you beat it. Like you just hit the normal summon, their Econs are dead, everything's dead. The only card they have is starter. So it's just like, and then against tier, if you get smashers and warning, you just don't negate anything. You let them play, and then you warning their link that beats you, and then you smashers the next link that beats you, and then they just pass.
Yeah, but this is the deck profile. Like if you want more in depth of like how we hand trap tiers and like our counterplay, we can make a video, one of the perfect game videos, a series on the channel, and just go over the in-depth technical plays of how we beat like elements and how we hand trap them. Because like I said earlier, like this deck is only as good as if how you hand trap your opponent. You hand trap in the incorrect areas, the incorrect spot, then you lose.
All right, last but not least, shout outs.
Shout out Team Bag. Shout out my teammates. Thanks for all the support. This mat is crazy. I like it.
It does look nice.
It does look nice.
So
Dueling Dragon mat was getting old, right?
back to back.
Three-peat, okay.
See you in Minneapolis. Like and subscribe.
Stand your ground.